GTA 5 just released their new enhanced version, and with it came the promise of DLSS and other upscaling support as well as ray tracing. That's not all, but in this video I want to focus on the graphical fidelity only, so if you want me to do a full rundown, let me know in the comment section down below, and if we can get 100 likes on this video, I will make that full rundown of the changes. Right, let's jump in. GTA 5 released back in 2013, so it's by no means a new game. But a lot like Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Rockstar has released about 3 different versions of GTA 5. Skyrim has been re-released about 7 times! Over the years, we've seen everything from quality of life changes to new vehicles, weapons, missions, and more. Although, this time around, Rockstar arguably made the biggest change to GTA 5 that we have ever seen. At least on paper. I spent about 90 minutes in the game to test the newly added ray tracing to see if we can at least notice the actual difference and if the performance impact is even worth taking. All of the tests were done with Nvidia's DLSS to maximize the visuals of the game and to see how this old game would perform on a modern computer. The first thing I want to dive into would be the reflections, as this would probably be the most noticeable thing to see. Here's 2 pictures side by side, and I want you to guess which one has ray tracing. If you chose the left one, you would be correct. In the ray traced model, you can clearly see the reflections of the tree that is across the street, whereas in the non-ray traced version, it's kind of a blur instead. Next up is the reflection against the Maze Bank building. I would say that you should choose the ray traced version here, but if you can't see the difference, I don't think you should worry too much about the changes made in the game. Clearly, this is where the new update shines the most. In the non-ray traced version, you can see that the reflections are basically just a blurry smudge of what actually could be. Next up, we have the reflection of a glass door inside of the same Maze Bank building. And just like the previous ones, you should also clearly be able to tell the difference, and if not, should probably not play the game with ray tracing on at all. Moving on to the lighting and how it bounces off objects thanks to our favorite GPU eater, ray tracing. Now again, I want you to guess which one of these 2 have ray tracing enabled. Guessed left again? Wrong. If you look really closely on how the light bounces on the side of the stone baluster, you will see that it bounces off the ray traced version instead of just being completely dark. Okay, fine, this was also an easy one, but what about this scene? Can you guess which one is ray traced? Is it the one where there are shadows where the sun isn't shining? Or is it the one that kinda looks like it's washed out and blurry to the sides? If you guessed the blurry one, you can give yourself a round of applause. You might be an actual ray tracing aficionado. This is all good and well, but how much of your performance is getting eaten alive by just bouncing light particles around? Well, in my case, I have an RTX 3070 8GB GPU, which constantly sits around the 95% usage mark and casually hovers around the 30 FPS mark when ray tracing is enabled. When disabled though, I see about a 66% increase in FPS, resulting in around the 50 FPS mark. It is worth noting that the game is currently maxed out on all settings and I'm playing on 1080p. Online mode also has something to do with it, since I get about 70 FPS without ray tracing when I don't have to deal with the extra clutter of being online. All in all, do you think that the newly released enhanced version of GTA 5 was a good thing and that it will give new life to a relatively old game? Or do you think that this was just an extra cash grab before GTA 6 releases? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing.